Hello everyone, welcome back to another daily Marvel Snap live stream. So today we are running our user suggested deck list from this morning's video. And that is a Cerebro 6 deck, which Cerebro decks are very contingent on locations, opponent's play, and just drawing the resources you need. And so they're very, very volatile. And so either way, it should make for a Hey Nicolay, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Either way, it should make for a very interesting stream nonetheless. And then today we are not going to forget to change our view before we jump in, and we will reset the cube counter from yesterday's stream, and we will jump in. Hey Jose, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. We will jump in with some Cerebro 6. Hey Cat, hey PP user. And then, hey, Asurio, I saw that you hit infinite. Congratulations. You have a couple of days to just kind of play around and experiment now. And you said you did it with a Baron Mordo deck, nonetheless, which is even more impressive, I think. And so we're going to go ahead and drop Quinjet as our first card, and then we will kind of go from there. Did you consider the onslaught into Mystique by taking a slot for ramp or magic? So I saw the comment, and I do think it could be. I do think it could add value, but I haven't had a chance to experiment around with it, and so it's not something I've put in place. But I am considering kind of changing it around just a little bit. Harrison, hey Ridwan, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. And then lowercase guy, does anyone know when the game will be on iOS? They haven't given us a very good or really any indication of when it's going to globally launch, and so we're not for sure. There is an event with Disney D23 coming up that we think they're going to unveil some kind of information, hopefully something around like a launch, but we don't know for sure. Right now it's just speculation. And so we're going to go ahead and drop the hood, and then we'll drop Falcon to pull it back into our hand so that we can start generating additional tokens, and we will get an additional hood from the cloning vats as well. And then Jose, I got Mystique last night. I'm so happy. Yeah, Mystique is definitely an archetype enabler. So she has so many different archetypes that she does well in. That it's huge. Getting her or unlocking her is really a really big push to your collection. Sorry, I was trying to think of our best play. This deck list makes me think a little bit more than our normal deck list. Hey Nayborley, how's it going? Good morning from Alaska. I saw you had another viewer from Alaska yesterday. Yeah, we had another viewer from Alaska. And so I don't know why I enjoy seeing like how far our community reaches. And so, yeah, we had someone from Alaska the other day. And so it's definitely a small world, but, and so all the way from Philippines, from New Zealand, from, Ireland, we have viewers from all over the place. It's so crazy to me. All of the support that we see and that we get. So we're gonna have to get lucky by drawing into our Cerebro on this last turn, and if not, then I think that pretty much tanks us. And I don't think we necessarily want to bounce our demons back in unless we just want to replace them, because they will be zero cost. So if that'll fill up our hand. We definitely don't want that. So I think we just sit with the remaining 5 energy, unfortunately. I don't think it's worth dropping the hood just to drop it. We'd end up having a negative impact as a result. So we're going to go ahead and lock in just the demon and hope that we draw into Cerebro. That's our only shot here. To potentially win both the middle and the right lanes. Toby, so from the Philippines, I've met every Snap YouTuber in game, but haven't matched with you yet. Hopefully we run into each other soon. I think it'd be really cool to run into you and go in a match. I've ran into a lot of the other Snap YouTubers as well. So Jeff and Molt and a couple of other ones. I think we have to retreat here. We don't have Cerebro. We can only play one card. They have an advantage pretty much in every lane. They can easily swing this one. So we were going to start off -2, and someone in the comment section of our video called it that on the video, the deck list looked fantastic, but they're calling a -20 Q gain for our lunch live stream. So hopefully we can prevent that from happening. It's 1:50 a.m. Usually you start around 1. Yeah, so I got caught up in a couple of meetings that ran long, and the whole time I was just thinking, I was wanting to switch over and start the stream. But I did have a couple that ran long today. And so I appreciate you still being here, Pilk, even though it's so incredibly early for you. Yeah, so he's 50 minutes late, right? Yeah, we definitely... I started later than normal. I was here at the very start of the stream, so I wasn't late to the start of the stream anyways. And then, let's see. I had some good matches with Dude of War yesterday. Yeah, he plays some interesting decks. Yeah, I saw... I played against him in one of our videos recently. And then, hey, Akshay, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. We played against him in one of our decks recently. And it was a good matchup. Every time we run into him, it's a very good match. I'm Arjuna? Arjuna? Sorry about that stupid autocorrect. Wait, and so you said, Toby, you said Black Cat in here. Why not run Swordmaster and Hela? Actually, Swordmaster and Hela would be okay. The idea behind Black Cat and not running Swordmaster or Hela is that I don't know, it's more of a high roll style, and so we're bouncing the demon or the hood several times throughout the match to generate additional 6 power 1 cost tokens, and then ideally on our 4, 5, and 6 we'll be dropping something like Cerebro, Mystique, and Onslaught to really elevate those. I think a more consistent build would probably end up being something with Hela Swordmaster, especially with Black Cat since she discards herself. If you run into Gerber Tychus, that's me. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. And then we have Black Cat that I think we need to play. We can play Black Cat here. Oh, we don't want. Did I play that into just a straight hollow lane, or was that one of the locations that revealed after the fact? Oh no, that's not a good start. We're not starting well. I haven't played the game in 2 days. It's getting a little boring over time. So they are releasing a patch soon, young Chris, and then hopefully they will. Yeah, hopefully they'll either come out with a new mode or new cards or something to kind of shake it up a little bit. Because I think that will help a lot. So I think we're going to do our Beast and our Bucky Barnes. We'll be able to do a Carnage and a Hulkbuster at the very least to get some power across the board. It's not going to be great with the cards that we have. But you played Cerebro mid lane. Oh, okay. Oof. Thanks for keeping me honest, Jose. And so the Leech actually comes in, and it's pretty unfortunate for us. We can't play Mystique. Our Carnage doesn't help us anymore. This is another retreat, isn't it, guys? Because the Hulkbuster won't merge, so it's not going to get the Cerebro buff. Why are the cards black? There's a visual bug, and I've been pretty fortunate with YouTube that it hasn't really impacted it. Up until now, I guess. But it's been there since the last patch. They've said that they're making a lot of tweaks on this upcoming patch, which should solve a lot of the issues we're seeing. It's the same thing with the Colossus. It's always like a bright white glow, so it's like a flashbang every time a Colossus is played. Yeah, Leech hit just at the wrong time. I've never seen that with all I've been playing. Jeremy, you haven't seen the black cards? And then, hey Aaron, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. And so we are going to go ahead and pass here. We do have our Carnage, so we're going to be able to get Bucky Barnes to trigger. Stark Tower is also pretty tough. Same thing with Gamma Lab. So we can do Stark Tower as long as we don't destroy the cards in the Stark Tower lane until, I guess, the last turn is when we'd be able to do it. And so maybe we play Bucky Barnes here. We can just play a flat Hulkbuster in Stark Tower, which will end up getting the bonus. Hydra King, what deck is this? So it's a Cerebro 6 deck. It's a user suggested deck list from our video series, and it is a little bit out of my normal wheelhouse for sure. But it creates some pretty crazy swings. If you get a good draw line, then you can create some really high power swings from this deck list. I really hope they add something new. Just playing ladder is not fun. Oh my gosh. So they played a Green Goblin into our Hulkbuster, which ended up merging with the Green Goblin instead of being a 4-cost card. Oh my gosh. We're on a roll. So how do we win? If we do Beast, we're just going to send a one power Goblin back their way. If we do Beast, we bounce Bucky Barnes back into our hand. yeah, Name Borley. Cerebros by nature are very, very fragile based on locations, based on the opponent's cards. You got to obscure a camera. You got to catch the live stream guy. You did catch his live. We started a little bit late. We had meetings that ran long. But Cerebro decks are very, very fragile. So maybe we play the Cerebro this turn. Next turn we can do something like a Mystique and a Carnage. Or we can do Carnage here. Ooh, it's an Omega Red. So they could potentially push quite a bit of power throughout the rest of the board. Ooh, so we could do Black Cat, and then we could do Carnage. Or do we? Because Carnage will be 4. Will be 4. And then Stark Tower will bring it up to 6. And then we'll have 6 power here. Oh, wait. But then we're not going to be able to use Mystique for our Cerebro. But if we do just that, we can have the 1 token here, and we're going to be relying on winning this lane, which doesn't feel great. Oh my gosh. I think Cerebro is too big brain for us. Yeah, but if we beast the Green Goblin, though, it's going to be sending back a 3-power Green Goblin their way, which wouldn't really help us too much. But this would give us... So the idea with the Cerebro is we get a 6-power card, because all of our cards are going to benefit from the 6-power bonus. Yeah, and so the Iron Man comes in here to try and give them more than a 10-point lead. Oh yeah, it's 1. You're right. It's 1 without the Cerebro buff. Black Cat is a problem, to be honest. Yeah, and I don't know that this is the most optimal Cerebro deck. Cerebro is definitely out of my wheelhouse. I look for like combos that are pretty consistent, and this feels not that. So Onslaught is next, but we're not going to be able to outpower their Stark Tower. I would anticipate their Onslaught being here. And so, oh my gosh, we're -4. We're gonna need to get some +8 cube games on the games that we do draw into our key combos to be able to stand a chance at staying positive today. I hope they add guild or some way to chat with other players. Yeah, so they did. I know that they said that they want to add like friendly mode. And so I think that may come along with it. So something where you can interact with people like a friends list or something similar. And so, okay, so now we do draw into Hood, which is probably the biggest enabler for us with this deck list, in allowing us to generate several easy 6 power tokens that we can play onto the board. We just need to get the bounce components to be able to pull them. Is Nightbot spamming today? I've seen it pop up several times, and usually it's about 20 minutes apart. Imagine if they add clans, we'd be the top clan easy. Clans and guilds, yeah. No, I think either way it'd be pretty fun to see implemented. So we're gonna go ahead and bounce the Hood back into our hand, and we may even play him into Hala, so that we end up losing him after turn 4, because we don't necessarily need to hold on to him unless we draw into Falcon. Would be the only way we pull him back in, or if we wanted an extra card for a potential destruction. So I think we actually do this. I think we do Bucky Barnes in the Hood. We're going to hold on to Demon for now. Ideally, we're going to put it over here. Well, I didn't know you could display YouTube messages on Twitch. Yeah, poor man's poison. So we have Restream, which sends the messages back and forth. So it's a really, really cool thing that we're able to do. Since we're not an affiliate on Twitch, we can dual stream to both. And then Gag, you're not too late. We only started about 15 minutes ago. We had some meetings that ran long, and we had some other pending requests, but I told them I was gonna step out for lunch and that I'd be back after. So we're gonna do Bucky Barnes here and the Hood, which will allow us to get an easy trigger for our Winter Soldier here. The Discord link is broken. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I need to update them. It ran them all together. So instead of having the spaces, I'll update the bot right after this. If you copy all the way up until where that YouTube like hyperlink part starts, then it should work. So if you stop after the capital J. And so we can do a Hulkbuster here. Oh, and then we have a Warpath. We're seeing a lot of like Warpath, Omega Red, and I blame Pilk for that. Pilk for bringing it into popularity. That one he's going to have to own. So we can merge Beast and Hulkbuster for a 6 power card. We can just drop Quinjet, which will allow us to have 0 cost demons that we can drop on the board whenever we need to, unless we think maybe they're going to potentially be running something that has Professor X. Oh no, we are getting so hard countered today. What brought you to the Philippines? Wait, who? Who are you talking to, Nay Borley? And then what do you eat in lunch? Usually I just have leftovers from what we had the day before. So I do want to start playing our Cerebro. Oh, Nay Borley. No, I'm in Texas. I'm in the United States. So I do want to start dropping Cerebro and potentially Mystique, but I also don't want to drop anything into the Gia. I guess it doesn't matter if we draw into Mystique next turn or not. We're not going to be able to drop all 3 anyways. So maybe I do 1 demon token, we do an Iceman, and then see where they drop power. We may potentially push in the right, or if we need more, we'll push in mid as well. Oh no, I didn't drop Cerebro last. Oh guys, this is a rough one. So rough. Now we have to draw into... Oh, bye. Yeah, that's... Second dinner is smiling on us. We should we should not have drawn that onslaught after shuffling 6 rocks into our deck. We got rewarded for our poor play. And so where do we need to push more power? So our onslaught is going to allow us on the left lane to have a 4 power lane over there. It's going to turn this lane into like a 20 power lane in mid. Do I split it up? Are they running something like a destroyer though? And if so, they drop it here to make sure that it doesn't trigger. We win left and mid. I think we're going to go with that. Do we snap? Are we feeling confident enough to snap? I think this is a destroyer deck. Let's go ahead and snap. We got to try and get back to even or super negative. We're either hitting -20 today, or we're gonna go victory, or we're gonna go positive. And so we will. Yeah, snap. So they ended up retreating. We did not deserve that win there. Oh my gosh, that was such a poor play. And then let's see, fuzzes. So you said, what do I do for work? I work in HR, but I'm working remotely. I work closely between our leaders and then our IT department to kind of bridge the gap in knowledge and like reporting and what the capabilities are. And so a lot of the stuff I can shift my priorities around to be able to complete those, whatever report is needed. As long as it's not time sensitive, I can report it or restructure my day as needed. And so I'm pretty fortunate that I have the position that I do, because it allows me to like do our lunch live streams, and then since there's not a commute attached to it as well, we can also do our videos right after or right before. Pilk Enjoyer, yeah, I'm at 93. I was actually at one point up to 95, running an Omega deck, and so it is definitely in the works, making a destroyer or making a Omega deck try to work. You played with his mind? Oh, the opponent. Okay. So we could do Gamma Lab. I don't want to change anything. You're hovering at 120 still? Jose, I want to make an Omega video, but it really depends on how much this next patch shakes things up. If it ends up shaking it up quite a bit, then maybe we go with something else or some other topic. But I do at some point want to bring an Omega video. It's really fun. It's kind of a different take on the like Exodia style, and I think it's a lot more flexible than having to hit your particular cards in a particular order. So I'm going to drop Cerebro here. I am going to redrop Demon because I think we're going to need to push some power into this right lane and in mid just to mitigate or spread our power a little bit. And so we are going to go ahead and lock that one in. And since we're going to copy a Cerebro back into our hand, we didn't need to play him last. Omega red decks are some of the most fun I've had. Yeah, so it's so enjoyable to be able to get your combo, and especially if there's like a dark dimension and they think that they have absolutely outright won. It's so much fun to be able to sneak 60 power into all 3 lanes just in one turn in one combo piece. So do we go ahead and drop Cerebro again? And then we could drop a demon token. Do we drop the demon token left or right? We can always move cards over into New York on the last turn if we need to. So I think I'm going to play it. I think I'm going to play it like that, where we pull the Hood and Quinjet back into our hand to clear up a little bit of space in case we do need to shift cards around on turn 6. But, oh, I almost did it again. But the last card we're going to play is going to be Cerebro, just in case we want to play Mystique. We will get the copied version from Cloning Vats, but just in case. Got to run. Good luck today. Thank you, Nay Borley. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by and just hanging out with us for a little bit. Any plans for an Agatha deck? Yeah, so Agatha's been coming back around in popularity. So I think it'd be cool to do something at some point. But I know that Binks recently did one as well, and I don't want to feel like I am piggybacking right off of that video. So I'm going to wait a respectable amount of time before we jump in and do one. But I would like to do one at some point. So I think we go ahead and play our Hood again. I think the upside that we could get from the 6-power demon token, or it's going to end up being like an 18-power demon token, is going to be much more than just holding the -2 in our hand. And then do we go ahead and drop Quinjet as well? That will allow the Hood to be, the demon that we pull to be a 0 cost. That allows us to play both Cerebro and Mystique on the last turn. Hey Ardref, how's it going? Glad to see, I see you played much awaited Cerebro 6 deck. The only downside is zones give plus and negative to card score. Yeah, that's definitely a big drawback of the deck. And then, Mr. Streamer, I have one question. Why don't anyone use the combination Sarah, Magic, Wave? I think quite a few people do. I'm looking at using Sarah, actually all 3 of those in the Omega build that I've been kind of tweaking or playing around with. So it's definitely something that does see some play. And do you know anyone in real life who played Snap as well? I don't. None of my friends even, a couple of them know that I make videos, but they don't really know the extent to which we make the videos. And so nobody that I know currently plays. So do we want to drop a Black Cat for an additional 18 power, or do we enable the Cerebro and Mystique play, which is going to be an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's an additional 5, so it's an additional 10 power. I think instead of the Mystique, I think like point-wise or stat point-wise, it's actually going to be better to do Black Cat. I don't know that I'm going to have time to adjust and do that. But I think if we were looking at just the power points that you can push, I think Black Cat would be better instead of Mystique there at the end. And so they do move some of their cards over into New York. And so having maybe just the 12 power, the 14 power, 12 power in Gamma Lab may be enough. We probably should have snapped seeing all the Cerebros and Mystiques that we had. Yeah, and so TLSG stands for that live stream guy. Several years ago, I had a Twitch account for all of like 2 weeks that I thought it'd be funny to have the name That Live Stream Guy. That way, you could be watching, you could tell your friends, hey, have you seen That Live Stream Guy? And chat shortened it to TLSG just to make it easier to type in chat. And it just kind of stuck from there. That was probably like 8 years ago. Hey, I'm Moxfly. I'm finally able to tune into one of these streams since I'm on holiday in South Africa. Hey! Time zone is usually difference is usually too big. Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. I hope you're having a great day so far. And we are almost back to positive. We want to end higher than we did yesterday at a +1. Hey, Christy, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. And then Jeremiah, yeah, I started late. I started really late. Some of my meetings ran long. What are the cards that you think will be nerfed or buffed this patch? I think I don't know how they would do it, but I think like some of those big combo pieces, so like Sarah is kind of polarizing. Mr. Negative is really polarizing, but they'd have to be careful with how they nerfed it or adjusted it or balanced it. So that doesn't go the way of Nakia, where it just feels awful to include in any deck. It goes from being able to be an auto include in any archetype to not seeing really any play. Hey Jesus Play, how's it going? I'm glad you were able to make the stream as well. I hope your day's going well so far. Pilk Enjoyer, it seems weird that they Shang-Chi'd and Dino'd both in the same lane. Yeah, since if it hit, we wouldn't have anything remaining. Yeah, I don't know if maybe, I don't know, because they wouldn't have even been thinking of us possibly extending the game either. Yeah, if they had split, I think they would have been able to swing it for sure. And so the goose there, if we draw into our hood, is not terrible. We can do hood, we can drop falcon there, we can still drop quite a bit into Mojo World. Hey silly boy, how's it going? Oh, it's currently 4:15 in the morning. What are you doing awake? Oh, that's dedication. And you're still here enjoying the stream with us anyways. I appreciate you being here. I hope you were at least able to get some sleep, or maybe you haven't gone to sleep yet. I think we play Iceman and then Beast to bounce it back into our hand. We can always drop it again. But I do think we need to get some power out onto the board, since it doesn't look like we're going to draw into Hood anytime soon. Toby, need to go. I joined the Discord. Really happy to catch these lunch streams. Hey, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for jumping in and enjoying the parts that you could. I appreciate you being here. So we have all of the pieces of our Cerebro Mystique Onslaught combo, but what we're missing is any of our 6 cost or 6 power cards. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and do Cerebro. Hey, silly boy. Thank you so much for the super chat. 4:15 in the morning as well, and you're joining the live stream and you're supporting us with the super chat. I appreciate it so very much. I hope you're having a good night. So I think we're going to do Cerebro, which should be the last card that flips, since it'll flip in order of play. Next turn we were able to do Mystique, but we're going to need some kind of token, whether that be like a Hulkbuster to drop onto Iceman, the Hood, or something similar. I think is going to be our only chance at winning. And so we don't have any low-cost cards on the ground just yet, but we can't destroy in this lane because of armor. See, guys, I'm learning. You could play Maximus and go for the Cerebro 7. I mean, that'd be one strong Maximus, though. And I don't necessarily want to drop here and then destroy it. Because that's not I mean, we're going to need additional space here. Or we're going to need additional cards to keep up with them in Mojo World. We are going to go ahead and play our Mystique, though. We'll play Mystique, we'll play Iceman, and we'll Carnage it. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we don't worry about the Cerebro buff as much. We can do Falcon and then Iceman. And then just kind of play power. I think the Mojo World buff is going to be more beneficial, and maybe we can win the Onslaught lane with just the Onslaught. If that's our win condition, that's a super strange, weird win condition. Yeah, Martin, thank you for calling it out. We almost misplayed the order again, which would have been just awful. So we can do Onslaught here, which will give us a, what is it, a 14 power Onslaught? So it's just barely positive. And then do they drop like a Spectrum? No, Martin, you're fine. especially with my recent history and how often I have misplayed the order. I think we lose this one. I don't think we come up over them in power. And Falcon is going to lose that +2 and that +4. So it's going to come down a little bit here. It just comes down to if they can fill up this lane, or maybe they drop a Spectrum. And I'm not sure that we'll be above 4, to be perfectly honest. And so Electra, which does kill our Iceman, which is unfortunate. They're going to play Destroyer. Either one would have, actually, yeah, either one would have won it for him. Okay. So we're gonna try and keep positive. We're gonna hit a good high roll. All we need is one good 8-cube game, and we're right back in there. Nice intro to the new video. I want to see like the Marvel movie intro instead. So I thought about doing something that utilized either the Marvel theme or like some like close but not necessarily directly the same characters. But I don't want to potentially run into any kind of like fair use claim or anything. So I went with that for now, at least until I have a better idea of what I'm able to use and what I'm not. And so I do appreciate all the feedback on the intro. It's something that I put together over the last couple of days, and I wasn't for sure how it would go over. It's one of those things that you're working so closely on it that it could be really bad, but you're looking at it for so long that even when you get it to that good point, you're still like picking it apart. And so all of the feedback, like it was instantaneous feedback on it too, was very greatly appreciated. So I think we're gonna drop our Falcon. That'll allow us to pull the hood back in. We can drop the hood as well as Carnage. We'll have an additional demon token that'll help us get a 6-power token in Monster Metropolis. Ooh, but wait. Monster Metropolis does hurt us, right? If 6 power is the highest power card in Monster Metropolis, then will it break the Cerebro interaction? Hey Ryan, thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Oh, that says 4 minutes ago, but it just came through. Thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I hope that you enjoy the content. If you play Hulkbuster on double reveal, does it trigger twice? No, once it merges, that card is basically gone. Sapow, appreciate your videos as always. Been watching for months. Oh, thank you so much. Much love from Itty Bitty Delaware. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the content. I hope that I can continue to keep improving upon what we're doing, and that you continue enjoying the content. But I do appreciate that you're here joining us live and that you've been enjoying the content as well. By the time the second trigger happens, Hulkbuster no longer exists. Have you thought about a deck where the only cards you play are villains? Yeah, I would like to at some point do something kind of like that. Some kind of thematic deck where it's either like all Spider-Man related cards or all villains, all like something kind of cool, but I just haven't put it into practice just yet. And then Jeremiah, you said regarding the Marvel logo, you also pigeonhole yourself into Marvel games. It'd be better. Well, I kind of pigeonholed myself with with my YouTube name though, being TLSG Marvel Snap. So even if I break out into like another trading card game, unless I can update my YouTube name, I kind of pigeonholed at least this channel into it. So we're gonna do a Mystique, and then I think we just worry about dropping our 6-power cards. Maybe we do a demon here. Maybe we do 2 demons here. Either that or we do 2 demons here. I'm really worried about the Monster Metropolis interaction, and so I am going to try to avoid that a little bit. I can't wait for that. I'm addicted to your videos and don't even play yet. Oh man, just the feedback and just everything has been so positive. So I appreciate, especially you guys that don't have access yet, that are still, jumping in, watching the videos consistently, and still enjoying the content. It just means so much. So we don't end up winning this lane, do we? Because that'll end up being a 14 power card. We can't compete with them here. Do we instead try to do something? No. I don't think we can win it. I think this is another loss because I think they invest resources here, which will take away our max power bonus. Very cool, you're back again. Yeah, we are back again with a Cerebro 6 deck, and we are having a rough time. I think I am going to retreat out of this one, though, and just reset. We're not going to take the extra cube loss. I don't think we had a path to victory. Yeah, and this is the problem with Cerebro decks. When they work well, but it's not something that I've messed around with very much, just because it really restricts you to having Cerebro. So even like a Patriot deck, you don't have to have all of the pieces to still have a decent amount of power. Or if you get like the Squirrel location, if you get Monster Island, those tokens benefit from like that Patriot interaction as well. So you don't have to worry as much. So I think between the two, like Cerebro and Patriot, I do like Patriot a bit better. I think it's more consistent. But both of them are kind of outside of my wheelhouse. Just a little bit. It's not something I've played too terribly much. I got Venom today. What deck is that card good for? So that card is good for a Deadpool deck, if you remember to use them correctly. It's also good for like a Zero and like a Red Skull and Typhoid Mary type deck, where you drop these really powerful cards that have really negative ongoing abilities, and then you can destroy them with Venom to get the upside, and then drop a Taskmaster alongside it as well. Guys, we may have to pivot midstream. We're not having much luck catching fire with Cerebro. We may run like 3 games with Omega Red. Test out our new build, since it may get changed up quite a bit when the patch drops, which I think will end up being pretty soon. So we are going to drop our Hulkbuster, which will make this a 6 power token. Dangly Whale, have you done an Ultron deck? So we did one. It's been a while. We didn't have Mystique whenever we built one, so it's probably something that would be worth kind of looking into again. But we have built one. It's just been a while. So since we're getting pretty close to the late game, I think I'm going to drop Beast and Falcon, and that'll allow us to do Carnage next turn. We can redrop Quinjet, and we can redistribute the power where we need to. Pivot to Omega Red to lose even more. And so, this one definitely looks like it's going to be a wipe. Usually Dream Dimension's not too tough to win with a Patriot deck because they end up being just like 7 power. So maybe I do these two. No, I think we lose this one depending on what they play here. But also, maybe we hold Quinjet and we drop it into Miniaturized Lab for an easy 6 power push in there, because if they want to drop Onslaught, it's going to have to be in the Dream Dimension. Hey Alex, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you for jumping in and joining us live. I recently faced this deck with Hela to resummon Black Cat. Yeah, probably there was also Swordmaster, so that feels like it would be more consistent. I went with like the bounce style, so if you draw onto Hood early, then you can get quite a bit of upside. But I do think like the Hela is more of a like consistent long-term attempt at the Cerebro deck. Have they teased any of the upcoming changes? They haven't, not that I've seen, but before this patch, they often like teased different cards that were on the chopping block or being watched. I haven't seen anything. So we're going to be -5. We're going to go ahead and pivot really quickly. So we're going to go ahead and hide the card abilities because I don't have those like captured just yet. Sorry, I was rooting for the opponent there. That's okay. We can be the villain if we need to. So we're gonna go with Omega 2. This is our like current test style, and so we're gonna grab the deck list really quickly, and then we will make the switch. At least for a couple of games to try it out. Maybe we can get luckier with this one than we did with Cerebro. And so one thing that they did mention was that none of the cards that have been missed, like they said that they're not going to be behind on cards. And so that means that either they're going to release several all at once, or they have some way to have a catch-up mechanic. So that's going to be pretty promising because we've missed probably 2 or 3 cards from what would have been the Nexus events. And so hopefully they have a pretty good way to bring those. I think that should cause some shakeups. Some shakeups for the meta, which will make it feel a little bit more fresh. I see Omega Red. I want them to win. Yeah, you have a soft spot for Omega Red. Oh, why am I not using the cool variant? One of my favorite variants for Omega Red, or actually variants that I have for Omega Red, and I was using the base model. Okay, so we are going to jump in with our Omega 2 and see if we can get any luck. Yeah, so She-Hulk, Luke Cage, Valkyrie was one, and then potentially potentially Absorbing Man as well. But they did say that they're not going to be behind, and so I'm hopeful that they have something in the works that they're going to be able to kind of push some cool things our way. So since we have Elysium as the first location, I am going to go ahead and drop Ant-Man and Adam Warlock. That should give us a guaranteed like one-time trigger of Adam Warlock here to allow us to draw into additional cards. Christy, what is She-Hulk's effect? So She-Hulk, if her power is reduced for each mana that was left, or her energy cost is reduced for all energy that was left at the end of the last turn. And so it's going to be good, or it's presumed that it will be pretty good unless they change it in a Death Wave style deck. That way, when you do wave on turn 5, you have 3 or so energy left over. You have 2 energy left over, which will reduce the cost of She-Hulk. So you can play that along with your Death, and you can do a similar combo to like the current Death Wave. So I am going to go ahead and drop our Omega Red into Tinkerer's Workshop. Next turn, I will drop our Sarah, and then we can see what all we draw into. I anticipate them pushing resources into this far right lane. I don't think we're going to be able to compete with it. We just got a cheeky one-time trigger and then tricked them into investing some resources there. What do you think about movement decks? Is it good or not? So I think movement's actually in a pretty good spot right now. I think with a deep pool 3 collection, I think it's very, very competitive. And I think it holds up against most other archetypes. I think it's a little bit slept on, honestly, but I do think it's in a pretty good spot. I think that a new mode is more necessary right now. Respect new cards. Yeah, and so they've teased both, and the new mode has been teased for a while, but I'm sure that there are a lot of balancing mechanics and balancing things that go into making sure that a mode is ready to release. Ooh, and so they invest so many resources into Wakanda, which is absolutely fine. We're going to flood the left lane. That way they can only drop resources one more time. It does bring our cost back up, but I think we drop our Mojo this turn. Ooh, we may have shot ourselves in the foot. We can do Mojo on 5. We can do Iron Man. We can potentially pull the Iron Man again. but that may not be enough with just one Omega Red trigger and then the Sunspot here that's going to be able to absorb power each turn. Ugh. We may have played this one poorly. So we can do Sarah, which will allow us to do both Iron Man and Mystique if that's what we need to. Right lane. Shiva for the Sarah. Oh, so right lane for Iron Man? Oh, I should have put Mojo there. I gotcha. But if we get Onslaught, then that will make the Mojo effect plus 12, as long as we're able to trigger it, which is pretty big. But I think we are going to go with Sarah here. I think we end up running. We're going to take the extra cube loss, though. And they are just going to keep letting their Sunspot buff up. And so we do have magic now. We can extend the game by 1, which would allow us to drop both. Ooh, we have a decent shot, maybe. So if we drop both Onslaught and Mystique, that's going to. It adds like 30 something power to each lane, right? If we win it by 10, I think we go for the 1 and 2 shot here. We have a 50-50 shot at flipping this around. Oh, never mind. Never mind. They hit us with the Enchantress. There's some more cubes gone. There's a few cubes that we'll never get back. And so now we have no way to push. Oh, and then we did hit the lucky upside, so we would have been able to do the Onslaught Mystique, which had we won this one by 10 would have added something ridiculous like 60 power in the left and right lane. Oh. All right, we will go down to -7. Oh no, no, no. Oh boy. -9. Oh, how awful. Okay. Well, at least we know we wouldn't have won it by 10. Oh, no, we would have, because no Mojo wouldn't have triggered. Oh, boy. That's Omega Red for us. So Cerebro 6 didn't do us too well, and then we're shooting ourselves in the foot with our Omega. Oh, man. These are the top... These are the top tier plays that you come to the channel to watch Pilk. Like you can't find this high of quality of content anywhere else. Oh my gosh, that and playing Destroyer into an unprotected lane, dropping Carnage into a lane that can't be destroyed. Like these are things that, man, you can't beat them. So we do have Omega Red, we have Iron Man and Onslaught. So we're going to have a decent push into Nidavellir as long as they don't lock it down, which with a Yondu, maybe they're running like Death Wave. So how many boxes will it take over 1,000 to get a card? I know over 1,500 it will take at most 9, but before that I'm not for sure. So I think we go ahead and storm this lane. We storm the big house. That leaves them only one more turn to play, which will allow us to, if we can push power to the side, have a pretty decent shot of winning it with our Omega Red trigger. Why are my games not this exciting? I don't know. Sometimes I'd be okay with just an easy 8 cube victory. And so last turn that we can play here, but I do think we go ahead and start playing into this lane. So we can do Omega Red. We can do Sarah if we feel like we need to. We can do Sarah into the Crimson Cosmos, which would reduce our cards. If we draw into Magic, that'll help us out quite a bit. But we'll just have to kind of play it by ear here. Double Iron Man. Yeah, we do have the potential for a double Iron Man, but we need Onslaught to really enable the Omega Red as a win condition. Because just winning by 10 is only +4. We need to like absolutely obliterate it. Ooh, and we do get the Magic. So let's go ahead and snap here. We're gonna do Sarah. We'll do Magic next turn alongside maybe something like a Mr. Fantastic. Just remove Storm or Adam Warlock and add Psylocke. You need to ramp more than what these cards are doing to combo. Utterly Insane. I don't know, because if you drop it on 2, like there's not much issue getting 4 cards in an Omega Red lane, and so with this deck list, we're really leaning to the Omega Red win condition. Psylocke, I don't know. Adam Warlock will help us trigger and draw or thin our deck a little bit further, which I think is a really, really viable or valuable resource for us, because having these particular cards or this particular combo is very, very beneficial. Something I like doing is Magic in Nid, as people tend to play some low power cards there. That way it like rips pretty much all of their power there away. And so on turn 7, we'll be able to do both an Onslaught and a Mystique. Hey, Binks, how's it going? Sarah, Magic, fantastic. Yeah, the Onslaught Mystique, it'll pop off as long as we can win by 10 here, which with the way that they've laid out, I think we should be able to. But hey, Binks, how's it going? Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for our lunch live stream. I hope you're having a great day. And so we do drop the Mr. Fantastic. We follow Binks's play pretty much to the T. Yeah, exactly. So you drop Psylocke on 3 to ramp into Iron Man or Magic on turn 4. Hey Phil, thank you so much for for subscribing on our YouTube channel. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your stay. And so I don't know. I'd have to test out Psylocke. I don't know that I'm sold on it, but Adam Warlock's also not like a huge resource either. He's useful in a select few. And so is this going to win? This will be another 10 power, another 16 power. Ooh, that may not win it by 10, does it? I think Onslaught Iron Man is better here, Pilk and Joyer. So we may actually have to... So 16 power will put us at what, like 30? There's no way it's 43. It will push some additional power to the side. And then Onslaught Mojo. Onslaught Mojo will do the 4 trigger of the 2 trigger of that, but is it enough power in the right lane? So then we add an additional 4 here. We'll add an additional 8, so it's another 14. I don't know that that's enough. I think it may be better to do the Mystique. It'll allow us to enable the Omega Red, but it may have been better to do Mystique to push power over into Limbo to try and win that one. Or the Iron Man Mystique, yeah, definitely a tough play. But it looks like with the Onslaught, we're gonna be able to still win Limbo. It's just we got lucky that they didn't have a great lineup either. Not the pop off that we were wanting, but it's the pop off that we needed to get us back up to -5 for our lunch live stream. So it's a bot, yeah. And Hooglin is also streaming Snap this PM. Yeah, and so Hooglin was going to do his first YouTube live stream, right, Martin? And then Chauncey, thank you so much. We have the Binks and the TLSG love in the chat. I appreciate all of you guys for jumping in and joining us. I got my mojo to 50 power. Yeah, I had an Ant-Man that was something like a 33 power. It's the wrong cinematic universe, but comic book related nonetheless. And so we'll go ahead and drop our Ant-Man. You are right, but I'm watching you. Oh, thank you so much, Martin. You're choosing us over Jeff. That actually means quite a bit. He's very seasoned, and his stuff is really good quality. So I appreciate you being here to enjoy our live stream, at least for the time we have left. We only have another maybe 1 or 2 games before we have to jump back over into work mode. Chauncey, I actually said the Bifrost correctly in like the first video since that whole debacle, and it felt wrong coming out. Like I felt like I needed to call it like the Biodome or the Frozone, or the worst of all, the Biofrost. And I was confident in it too. I think that's what haunts me the most. Is I was very confident in that location being Biofrost or Biofreeze for whatever reason. You only watch TLSG and Binks on YouTube. Pilk, that actually means quite a bit. You're very active in the Marvel Snap Discord, in ours and the official one. And so knowing that you only watch the couple of us, so me and Binks, I think is huge. So I think we're going to go ahead and actually, does extending the game do anything for us? I think we go ahead and play Iron Man. Since we're not going to actually get any resources from dropping magic, it's not going to allow us to drop any additional cards. It just gives them an extra chance to push power. So I'm going to do Iron Man here. And depending on what they drop, maybe we go with a double Iron Man if we think that can win 2 lanes. Enough said. Will you ever join tournaments like Cube Rush? Yeah, so I mean, based on our last couple of live streams, I think I would be a hindrance. We may actually hold them back a little bit. But yeah, no, it is definitely something that I'm interested in. I shot Loot Muncher a DM to see if the scheduling lines up for the next one. I would love to be a part of something like that. I think just like that sense of community, that we're pushing from, a game that doesn't have any game modes that currently does that, I think is phenomenal. And so I'm gonna create a tournament for us Cube Crushers. I mean, it could be a negative Cube Rush, and I think I would have that one, but I oftentimes take too long for plays. We could get this up to +8, but I don't think that's enough to win a lane by itself. I don't think that this will get it there. We're going to take the 1 versus the 4 and just hope for a better setup. Yeah. I think we would lose that one regardless, Jeremiah. Oh, what were we at? Okay. Whew. We are another negative stream, and it all builds up. So it's all pushing up to Friday where we have that huge pop-off stream. Last Friday we ended up gaining 32 cubes. Oh, man. The negative cube ones are never fun, but it is fun being able to kind of check in with you guys, chat, and see some big names jump in and be viewers. I'm salivating for a PvP mode for competition. Yeah, Binks. Even a friendly mode. That way you can set up like those official tournaments where you're facing each other. You can do cool restrictions where you each have to build a deck off of like 2 random cards. You can do some really cool things. I think it'll enable a lot of cool content once they have friendly mode rolled out. I had Death dropping in that last one. Yeah, we definitely didn't have a chance there. And then District X, Today may not be our day, guys. District X is a tough one when you're building your deck around a one card combo piece. Oh, and then Clintar. We're gonna go ahead and back out. I don't even want to play that one anymore. Escaped. Omega Red only decks. I mean, yeah, you can get creative and have like a hard to build around card like either Quake or Ronin, and just see the different approaches that the different competitors take, I think would be really cool to see. And so it'd be like Cube Rush, I think, is good at building, that sense of community where we don't really have a mode that enables it. But PvP mode is definitely going to be where it's at, where we start seeing some really cool and creative content. Having to build around a particular card is like Top Chef for Snap. Like when it works so incredibly well. But most of the game, it's not going to end up being as consistent as something. Quake is easy to build around. Just have her as a 2/3 and nothing else. Yeah. If you're looking for like that actual Quake interaction, it's hard to get the consistent trigger. But just as a standalone card, 2/3 is not terrible. It wouldn't like tank a deck if you had to build around it exclusively. Maybe we're gonna try and get at least one more win in here, guys, before we end the lunch live stream and go back to work. Oh man. So we can do Mr. Fantastic in the Ant-Man lane. I think this is where we will go with our Omega Red, but I don't know that we necessarily want to drop Mr. Fantastic there. I'm gonna drop Wave so we can drop an early Sarah. That way we can start pushing out some. So pal, you got this. I don't know. I'm questioning everything right now. We will get there. We will for sure get there. But it may not be this game. It may not even be this deck. A chop style competition where you have to fit 3 cards in a deck and try and make it work would be And then you only have like a certain amount of time to like draft that deck around those cards. I think it would be really fun to see some things like that once they have that PvP mode enabled, or I guess rolled out. So I think we are going to go with the Sarah here. That's going to allow us to potentially push our power into... Oh no, not the Doc Ock. Okay, Gamora, not bad. Mystique could be better, but it could be worse. That's a rough one. Dawn has our number. I feel like everyone has our number today. So we can do... We can do Omega Red and Mr. Fantastic. If we draw into our Onslaught, we can double that effect, push more power here. But I think most likely we're going to end up doing an Iron Man into this lane on the last turn. And so it's either that or we push it here. But I think for like leveling out our power, I think the right lane is going to be our best bet. It's the play of the game from the Doc Ock. Cube giveaway stream. This is definitely a donation stream, guys. We are donating all of our cubes. They got a Green Goblin from the hub. So unfortunate. I don't think we have a great shot. We are going to go ahead and play Mojo into Murder World. I think to try and push some of the extra power. And then we just hope that they don't reinforce these lanes too much, and that they try to be competitive in Murder World. But seeing the Omega Red, they probably will play away from this one. But we can hope. We got to go all in. We got to try to mitigate some of our losses. Maybe we'll scare them away too. By the way, I did the same and picked watching you over Jeff Sapal. Thank you so much. And I guess Binks did the same thing. Picked us over Jeff. So that means quite a bit. And so they push 5 power to the left and the middle lane, but we were able to still get it. We will just need to do that one more time before we can end the stream. We have one more game in us. The last one that we have time for before we have to jump back over into work mode. Got to go all in. Yeah. So Jeremiah, it's like this. Yeah, it's not necessarily sunk cost, but it's the gambler's paradox. You're down and you have to get back to even, which usually makes you increase your losses even further. but it's just cubes, right? Hey, all cool people in chat keep tagging you. Yeah, no, I haven't seen you in one of our streams before, so it's pretty all in this game. I mean, we got to go with the gambler's paradox. No, it's cool to see you in stream. I haven't seen you in one of our streams before, and so it was a pleasant surprise. And from the reaction, I guess chat was pretty excited about it too. I won't be able to watch this last game meeting in 4 minutes. Yeah, we're not going to be able to finish in 4 minutes. We can try, but I don't think we'll get there. But Martin, hopefully, just imagine, just put positive vibes out. It's going to go well. This last one is going to go very, very well. So I think we're going to lock down Baxter Building. We will then drop our Mr. Fantastic. If we draw into our Omega Red, our Iron Man into Muir Island so they can continue getting buffed up. When the battle pass ends, will new cards be released? At least one card will be released with the new season, Corin. And so we do at least have that to look forward to in the next like 6 or 7 days. So that should be a pretty big change. Baxter Building plus Bar with no name. A worst combo. And yeah, Bar with no name almost never come up. Oh yeah, whenever they're both there. I love building around like the one that is not one of those two. Because if you win Baxter Building, you're shooting yourself in the foot with Bar with no name. Either that, or if we have a way to change it, holding it until the very last turn, winning Baxter Building, and then shifting Bar with no name so that we can actually win it. Thanks, I've lurked a bit and definitely follow your YouTube stuff. Your consistency for good content is incredible. Thank you so much, Binks. And coming from the man that was consistent before I was consistent, like your videos were you were on the daily grind, and I think that's what gave me that initial encouragement to really start and press hard for our daily content. And so I think a lot of that inspiration came from you. And so it's nice to know that you check out our content as well. So Iron Man right to get buffed. Do we Iron Man right away though, or do we? I mean, the buff will be the same regardless. But this way, for some reason, well. And so yeah, even if we drop him at the very end, he's going to multiply whatever buff got hit. And so that should be dropping more cards earlier should help us more with Iron Man than dropping him early. He wins 7 cubes this game. You have to figure out how. Wait, no, we're only down 3, Jeremiah. Ooh, so we do hit the Omega Red. So we can do Omega Red. +2 is better than +1, and in terms of the Iron Man, it becomes +2 versus +4. So they snapped back. I think we lose this one, right, guys? There's no way that we win this one. We're gonna try it. We're going to play it anyways. But we're going to try it. There's no reason to play Adam Warlock there. Adam Boardlock. You easy lose. So no Iron Man. Ooh. Oh, yeah. And then there's a Sarah. If it was Onslaught, we had a shot. Because Onslaught would make Mr. Fantastic trigger again. It would make it +12 from Mojo. And it would enable our Omega Red. Oh no! Yeah, there's no way to come back from this. We're never gonna recover our cubes. We're gonna be selling off all of our possessions for some cubes back to cover our cube debt. I do want to keep going and donating cubes to all of our good competitors, but we are going to go ahead and end here. We do have to jump back in. We have a couple of work requests that did come through while we were donating cubes. So I do appreciate all of you guys jumping in and joining the stream, and watching me donate, and just have just a big heart, trying to push everyone to infinite. We only have a couple of days left, and so we're trying to get those people there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you spending this time with me, this lunch period. A lot of you guys, it's really late, but I hope you have a great rest of your day. We are going to go ahead and end it here. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.